Okay, in this quick video I'm going to show you how to quickly modify your base character. And this is the base character right now inside of Crazy Talk. I'm going to run a quick calibration test so you can see that everything's working great. Now there have been a few tweaks that have been done to the character inside of Crazy Talk, such as the joint masks, to ensure that there's no weird layering and stuff that takes place. Most of that has been tweaked out. If anything like that continues, then basically you can adjust it during the actual animation process using the layer editor. Okay, so the character seems to behave pretty good. Everything seems to be properly configured. Now we're going to go into Flash real quick, where we have a template set up to modify something. The best way to do it is to click the sprite that you want to modify. For example, here I'm going to change the color, and notice how, let's see here, oops. Notice how that as I modify a particular sprite, let me zoom in a little bit, that those changes also take place in other parts of the character. And that's because some of those sprites are used exactly the same at the same spot as other areas in the character. So modifying one is enough to make the change to all the sprites where that same symbol has been used. Now this is great if you're dealing with a character that is pretty much going to have the same body part. You're just changing like the top part of a shirt or something like that, or skin color, things of that nature. Now let's suppose that you want to make a unique body part. Okay, so basically for that, what you do is you're going to have to Control D to duplicate that body part. Let me see, let me do that again. Control D, which will duplicate it. Shift up, Shift left puts it exactly at the same spot where the original one was. Now just count the number of times you do this. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key and press the right arrow key 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, easy enough. Now we're going to break this apart. We're going to convert that into a new symbol by pressing the F8 function key. We're going to call it new arm. So now this is a completely new symbol. We can go in here and we're going to draw a little tattoo. And I'm doing this with the mouse, so it's not exactly the best artwork. But I've drawn a little tattoo on that. And basically I can hold my Shift key again with my left arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's back in the same exact spot, right? So I can Control X to cut it, select the bottom one, delete it. Actually, we don't want to delete it yet. I'm going to paste in place real quick. I'm going to move it to the bottom real quick just so it's there, because I need my clipboard. I'm going to select that body part, and in the properties, make sure I grab this left arm 0 name. Okay, now I can delete it. So now I have that body part, but it doesn't have a name, so I put that name back on there, and boom. So now I have my my arm with the tattoo on it, and it's a completely unique new part. So since I put a tattoo on this one, I might want to go ahead and add a tattoo to this arm as well, using the same procedure. And that's pretty much how you modify the body parts. There's really nothing complicated about it. If I'm drawing a t-shirt, for example, I can double click that body part, and one of the things that I like to do is I like to create new layers inside of those body parts. So I can do something like this, and I went ahead and switched to my tablet now. Okay, smoothing that out a bit, and as long as you got the general curvature and fit onto the original body part, you should be okay. Let's see. Zoom in real quick. Let's make that white. Let's get rid of that. And smoothing it out a bit more. If we enable the outlines feature, it'll give us a better idea of what we're doing. And I'm going to use my eraser tool, which is somewhere in here. There it is. And I'm going to turn on erase lines, so I'm not erasing the fill. So I can just go in here. Let's see here. I should erase it like right along there. Okay, so now there's an arm with a sleeve on it. Double click on an empty area to go outside. And notice how that sleeve has been applied to every other instance that where that symbol is used. Now, it did not create a sleeve on this particular arm, and that's because it's a completely unique symbol, so you'll have to go in there and modify that one individually. So basically that's all there is to it. You know, double click the part that you want to modify, create a new layer, and that's what I do, create a new layer, because I don't like just to flat out destroy things. I like to keep my original base layers as intact as possible. So here I'm going to, let's see, I'm just going to draw something like that. Okay, and try to fit that. This stuff out here, it doesn't really matter too much. It can actually be loose if in case you're creating a fat character or something like that with a gut, but it's kind of tricky when you get to the joints. So you have to try to keep the alignment of the joints as close as possible to the original. So I'm gonna do that right there. And let's fill it in with white. Actually, let's use this color here. And let's turn on the outline so we can see underneath. And we'll use our eraser to erase that particular outline right there. So we end up with something like that. Double click outside. See how I have a little extra stuff right there? I'm just going to block it real quick. Boom. And that's it. So technically I should have something that's more like a shirt. And you just continue to do that until you have all the parts modified the way you need them. Make sure you don't move the body parts around, because once you do that, you damage the skeletal placement. Also the pivot points, do not modify them. Just leave everything intact. Only touch the parts that you're going to modify. And that's the way you do it. And once you're getting ready to import, I'm going to go ahead and add a sleeve to this because it looks a little bit weird without it. Let's see here. Well, I'm just going to do it that way. I should have created a new layer, but I didn't. But you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and leave that little tattoo there simply because it's there and it'll look a little bit different. Adjust that. So we have something that looks like that, okay, just to keep things nice and fast. So once you're ready to export, Control-Shift-Alt-S will let you export your SWF file. Save it as a new movie file, and we're going to go into Crazy Talk where we can import the new template. Now at this point, since modifications have taken place to the character inside of CTA as well, before you import your SWF file, make sure you have a check mark next to bone settings, sprite, transformation, joint masks, and profile group name. This will keep your character from resetting itself. Otherwise, a lot of the tweaks that I've already done inside of this character will be reset, and they'll have to be done again. So I'm going to press OK. Wait a few seconds. And the new sprites have been imported. Now we're not done yet, because at this point the layering doesn't always stay intact. Notice how the hair here is on top of the neck. We don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and run this multi-angle settings feature. Press OK, and that should fix it. So now you can work with your new character modification, and that's it. I mean, it's not that hard. You'll have to do this for all the different angles so that you can have a consistent shirt design or whatever you're going to add to your characters, or if you're going to change the appearance of the face. I mean, it's the same thing. Double click the face, for example. I'm going to turn on the outline mode, and I'm going to go ahead and add some kind of shading to the eyes. Let's see here. I'm going to use. Actually, I'm going to bring up the gradient. That should look kind of cool. Library color. There we go. I'm going to mix up a new gradient color here. So linear gradient. Double click here. I'm going to select this nice little darker shade of flesh color, and then I'm going to select this base flesh color. So I should have some kind of gradient. I think this is a little too subtle, so that we can see it better. I'm going to darken that up a little bit, just a little bit. So now that that's a little bit dark, I can paint with this gradient. Let's enable this. And I have something that looks like that. Smoothing it out a bit because the little jagged edges will do crazy things inside of Crazy Talk. No pun intended, if that is even a pun. And let's see. Try to match those. There we go. I'm going to adjust this a little bit more. Let's see. So now I have this kind of gradiated eye socket type of thing going on the face. Anyways, I'm going to export it. Girl new. Yes. Go inside of Crazy Talk. Import it. Keep all those modifications in there. And give it a few seconds. Okay, so now we are going to run the function there. Let's zoom in a bit so we can see our modification. There's our character with our gradiated eye sockets. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do. Basically, just double click the symbol that you want to edit it. Once you've done all your modifications, export the movie, import the SWF file, and then run the multi-angle settings to realign everything based on the layering. And that should be it.